Now we can find the sums and the products of the complex numbers. So let's jump into 64.1 and let me show you how this works. First of all, we are going to simplify by writing this in the short format that we taught you in lesson 64b. So we're going to write this like this: 5 CIS 20 degrees times 6 CIS 42 degrees. Now, I want you to relate this back to what we did a while back, like what we learned in pre-algebra and algebra 1 with scientific notation. It is treated very similarly to that. We are going to treat CIS as if it were R times 10, right? We're going to multiply these first two numbers. We're going to just rewrite CIS, and then we're going to add our degrees of measure as if they were the exponents. So for instance, if this was 5 times 10 to the 20 and 6 times 10 to the 42, that would equal 30 times 10 to the 62, correct? So that's what we would do in scientific notation. We just carry the times 10 over. We're going to do the exact same thing with this format for complex vectors. So 5 times 6 is 30. We write down CIS. We just carried that over, and we add our degree of measure together. That's all we do. So it looks really hard, but it's extremely simple. That is how we solve this type of problem. So let's do one more. So here we have 5 CIS to 80 degrees times 7 CIS 400 degrees. We're going to do the exact same thing we did before. 5 times 7 is 35 CIS. We're going to add these together. And I'm sorry, I wrote this part of the problem wrong. I wrote 400. I don't know why. It should have been 300. There we go. So when we add these two together, we get 580 degrees. Now, whenever we express this type of a problem, we recognize that we need to illustrate this degree within the coordinate plane. So it needs to be less than 360 degrees. So what we do when we have an angle that is greater than 360, we subtract 360 from it. So we simply say minus 360, and that leaves 220. So our answer is actually 35 CIS 220 degrees. And that will be your final answer. So it's not difficult at all. It's very straightforward, and it follows the rules that we're used to. And that's all we have for lesson 64. See you in lesson 65.